Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about another one of my favorite things, and that is my custom seam ripper. I have several of these custom seam rippers. Here's 4 of them right here. I have another one that is upstairs somewhere because I like to have them all around the house. These particular ones come from the Woodworking Illustrator, but there are many people who make these custom seam rippers. This is just where I get mine from. And I really love them. When I first started sewing, I would use this style of seam ripper, and when I did a little bit more quilting and found myself needing a seam ripper more, a friend of mine suggested this style of seam ripper, which is a lot more ergonomic. This is a Dritz brand one, and this one was great, and it's got a good sized seam ripper head on it, and that was fine, and it's really comfortable. However, as time went on, I decided, well, I deserve to spend a little bit of money on something that's for me, for my hobby, and so I invested in one of these custom seam rippers, and the rest is history. I've bought many more. I've also got pens from the same place, and they're just beautiful. They're such a nice weight. They're really comfortable to use. I like that you can have different ends on it. This one has the skinny seam ripper and also the stiletto, and I really like the stiletto option for my sewing. You can use that to help feed your material under your presser foot, and you can also use it for poking out the corners when you come up to an edge to just pull that little fold out to help it come through under the machine the way that you want. Keep your fingers clear of the needle. And they're just so beautiful. So when you do have to do some seam ripping, and let me be clear, the seam rippers are one of my favorite things. Having to seam rip is not one of my favorite things, but using a beautiful tool to do it does certainly help. So these are the ones that I like. There are lots of different designs that you can get. There's some places that make them and they have the thread around them, and they're just beautiful. So if you have the funds to do it, I strongly suggest looking into these custom seam rippers. It just makes your seam ripping much more pleasant, and having something that feels so nice in your hand and looks so pretty really does help when you have to do that unfortunate part of sewing. And also having the multi-tool option with the stiletto is great. So I have mine that I keep by my sewing machine with the stiletto on one end and the seam ripper on the other, and it just really is a great tool to have nearby, and I really like it. Hope that helps. Thanks everyone.